Hello and welcome to this first of 6 videos that should help you write better academic papers. For these 6 videos we're going to use these 6 images that you find here on the screen, and we're going to go through them one by one, and they'll all tell you something about how to write better papers. First up, this hourglass-like figure is the structure of a typical academic article, starting with an introduction, followed by a method, a results section, and finally a discussion section. This fixed order is well known, but the main thing here is to notice how we start from a wide approach. Most introductions in most fields start with a global, or rather wider perspective, and then start to narrow things down into a specific research question, and that's what we find here where we reach the bottleneck. So in other words, in the introduction we sketch a context and we work our way down to one specific hypothesis or research question. The thing is then to take the method section and try to frame it in such a way that what you're doing here is showing that this is the best way to answer that research question that formed the bottleneck. Once we described how we're going to answer that question, we get to, again in the narrow part, the results section, tying back into the methods, and for that matter to the research question. We show what the readings, the main trends were once we've adopted this method. The discussion section then starts off from these results, but is going to frame these results again wider, in a wider framework. It's going to show how these main trends that have been described in the results fit, for instance, in previous literature. Or we're going to discuss possible anomalies that we found, or we're going to discuss whether these things uphold our initial hypotheses or research question, or whether what we found is going to be deviant from that research question. And where is that going to lead us? In other words, we could end up with some recommendations for future research or general recommendations. To recap, what we have are 4 main parts: an introduction, methods, results, discussion. Starting wide, narrowing it down to a research question, staying narrow for the methods, answering the question through method. The results, what are the things that we found using this method? And finally, the discussion, where we go wider again, where we're going to situate our findings into the wider context of the literature, of possible recommendations in practice, and also for future research. I look forward to meeting you when you listen to our next installment, our next video, which will deal with this aspect of writing good academic papers.